He does not have 3 2Ks. I promise you, he does not have 3 2Ks.
Are you sure about that?
Bro. On my bro's soul. On my bro's soul, he doesn't have 3 2Ks. Chill out, is my bro at stake? He ain't have 3 2Ks. What's up, y'all? OPTCG here, back with another video. Today I got for you my GP Luffy redo video, my redux, or whatever you want to call it. I'm just gonna go over some new cards and a few games for you today, since the last time I made this video. Some cards that I put in that I didn't really expect to perform, but I've gotten some advice from some people, and I just wanted to share with you guys, you know, what this list is looking like right now and what I'm potentially thinking about like testing in the future. So things that have changed, I think, from the last time I was playing this leader is that we are playing the Luffy Taro now. This card feels incredible in conjunction with this 3-cost Zorojuro. I'll talk about that a little later, but just for right now, 3-cost for like this Luffy Taro, being able to establish like a 7-8 and then like a Sanji Pudding or a Zorojuro feels really good, mainly because you can just like cheat and untap Don to play more bodies. So sometimes this Luffy Taro is coming out for free or for significantly reduced Don. On 7 Don, you're playing this, you're playing Sanji Pudding. Sanji Pudding's getting you back 3 Don. So you played Luffy Taro and Sanji Pudding for 4 Don essentially, right? And now you have 3 Don to search or play a Zorojuro, play a Robin, maybe attach 2 Don somewhere and then swing, leave 1 Don up for Giant. It's a really powerful card in this deck, and you know the East was switching on and off of it, but I think in the upcoming format this card is kind of not mandatory, but I don't like lists without it. We also dropped down from 4 copies of this to 3. I feel as if 4 is too clunky sometimes. You know, you'll usually see 3. Maybe it's confirmation bias as to like how often I see this card, and you know sim results may not be fully verifiable, just because sometimes you know you draw really well on sim as compared to how you do in real life, but that's another like discourse for another day. What else changed? Robin. I don't think I had Robin in last time I covered this deck. Really good blocker, being able to search. You don't mind going down and Don with this leader. Sometimes like it's just the good outweighs the bad in going like minus Don, especially to get a search. It's like in a late game scenario, you play this Robin, you block with her, she searches another 2K, and now you're like, your opponent had to get through this blocker, and now you got another 2K in hand, or you kept 1 Don up for Giant when you didn't have it, the Robin died and you found a Giant, you know? 2 big inclusions in this deck, or 1 big inclusion in this deck and 1 okay inclusion in this deck is this 4-cost Usopp. It's searchable off of Zorojuro. It's another play on 4 Don. If you went second, you know, you can play Sanji Pudding, and if you miss Zorojuro, you can play this Usopp, so that way you established a 5-7 and a 4-6 on your second turn. I'm sorry, on your third turn. Really strong. What else we got? So last new card, Zorojuro. This card, the reason why it's in the deck over Frankie is that it helps your going first curve. Meaning when you put this down on your 3 Don turn, your opponent swings into you. You're going to go to 6 Don. Now you're able to play this 5-7 and a 4-6 on 6 Don. It can also help you, you know, advance active Don 2 to like get some sneaky lethals, or just 1 extra active Don as compared to a rested Don from Frankie. I feel as if is way more powerful, because if this sticks in the late game, now you have 1 more Don for this rush Luffy to attack with, you know. This card is pretty good. Right now I'm playing him at 4. I'm thinking about cutting him down to 3 copies and putting in something else, but as of right now he's staying at 4. Yeah, so this is the list that I'm running in today's video. I'm gonna go over those few games with y'all, and you know, let's get into the games. So first game we got is against Blackbeard. This game started a little late. I took second from them. The only thing that really happened was I played stage and search event. Stage drew me a card, and search event gave me the 2K Sanji. You pretty much want to take second at all times in this deck, unless you're playing against like going first decks like Doflamingo and Pluffy. So they play Vasco Shot. We swing 5. We get a Luna out of life. Luna's kind of clutch. Play our searcher. I think it's a mistake to take Luffy Taro here, honestly, because on plays might be turned off, so we won't really get the value. It might have just been better just to take the 4/6. Ideally, a Sanji Pudding would have been great off the search, but you know, we take what we can get. As this leader, I like, and then we got the Sanji Pudding anyway. As this leader, I like taking life just because you're so defensive in the late game. You can hoard counter, and these decks can't punish your hand. So this turn, even though my opponent turned off on plays, we're still just going to swing at him. They took. Did they trigger? Did their win rate go up? They didn't. All right, so we play the Sanji Pudding, return 2 Dawn, set 2 active, get 1 back. We use stage to play around finger pistol trigger, swing 6. Here, honestly, if this Blackbeard is on Liberation, they should have just blocked this 6. That way it can maybe deter me from playing a 4-drop. Because now their Liberation isn't active, because I only have 1 more character than them as opposed to 2 more characters than them. I think with GP in the meta, Blackbeard, you can really like skill diff a lot of the poorer performing GPs if you know play into you having Liberation, turning off on plays at key turns. I think this matchup, like Blackbeard has just a lot of skill diff matchups. Like he does lose more often than not against this deck because this deck can just do stupid things, but I definitely think you can just pilot gap some poorer performing GPs on this leader. So because we swung that Zoro Zoro, we're gonna have to like deal with the swings into it, but we have a decent amount of counter in hand. I think my opponent's on Van Augur Vasco shot or Van Augur.Q. So Van Augur finger pistol to Sanji Pudding. That's fine. And then they black hold this turn. I think they double pitched actually. I'm not sure because I seen black hole on my leader prior. And this is what I was talking about, right? Like this Luffy Taro is dead because we don't have leader ability. We just have vanillas. So honestly, yeah, it's looking like Rush Luffy here. I was thinking maybe we'd like play a 4, use leader ability, and if we had the other player play a 4, but it's looking just like swing our 6s, you know. It's looking like we swing 6, swing 7, play Rush Luffy, use leader ability, swing 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, like 6, 7, 7, 7. We get the blocker. Let's see what we actually do here. We should also swing out first before we play this, but I don't know if we're gonna do that in the VOD. Past Dark Show and current Dark Show, we're 2 different people sometimes, man. Yeah, a lot of these times I do a lot of thinking in these games. Like this leader requires you to think a lot. Yeah, so we buff this so that when this swings into it, we can't get punished off a trigger in life unless it's I bid. Let's see, if we're at 6 Dawn or 7 Dawn, we play the unit for 6. We untap 2. We'll be at 3 Dawn. We can even go like 7, 7, 8. Did their win rate shoot up? Did they get a trigger off of life? Nope. This 6 might be a mistake. Ooh, what are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, past Dark Show is looking interesting, man. Yeah, so this is one thing that like I learned with this deck is that don't be scared to leader ability and go down and Dawn. I learned this after playing a few games with them and talking to some people. Like this turn, I definitely think we should have became a 6K leader and then swung better numbers here. It just happened that like my opponent either didn't have counter or just chose not to counter. Now the Dawn, we do on the bright side, we do have more Dawn to like go more aggressive with this Luffy, because if he can't remove this 6-drop Luffy, he just dies. Yeah, and then now because I'm a 5k leader, this guy can just hit me. We take this life though. We shouldn't counter. We shouldn't counter. Like, they don't have rush. We shouldn't counter. We countered anyway. And liberation. And then what, like another Vasco shot or 8 into Zoro? Yeah, this is exactly why we shouldn't have countered. Because now we're down the Dawn. Or now we're down all of our units. Our entire board got cleared. Now we have to try and establish a lot of bodies here so that we can get back into the game and set up for a lethal. We need to play like 3 bodies here so that if my opponent 10 costs, they freeze 1, we still have 3 swings to go into them. But all of our bodies aren't super relevant. You can also make an argument to like play the Luffy Taro. So we're at 9 Dawn, play the Luffy Taro. Don't use its effect because we're not going to be able to play anything. Use leader ability. We have 4 Dawn. Play the 4-cost Zoro. But that's only 2 bodies. If they play Teach, they freeze 1 and we just swing. We swing out with leader and we keep the Zoro active, and then we just play like Robin 3-cost Zoro after. And then pressure them off of that. And it will be a 6k leader, so if they 10 cost, they can't swing back. I'm gonna speed up a little bit. Okay, so what do we end up doing? Okay, so we did play the Luffy Taro. Swing 6. All right. We shouldn't stage. Do we play the 4-cost? I think we played the 4-cost. And then, yep, so you can't just finger, yep. Yeah, so yeah, we ended up going with like the play that I think is correct. See if I could just speed up these games. I'll figure it out after. I lied. So my opponent swings 6 into me. We trigger, we get the rush Luffy. They nullify our leader. One pro tip, because our leader ability happened on the previous turn, it can't be negated by Teach. It's definitely we play rush Luffy here. Like, we still have 9 Dawn, so what, we go 7 with Zoro. Yeah, we just have too many swings. We just go 7 with the Zoro, play the Luffy for 6. We have 8 leader ability. We have 4 Dawn because we untap 2, and then swing another 7 at him with our leader, and then swing 8 with the Luffy, and just pray he doesn't get like rush trigger. So it's 7, or not rush trigger. Pray he doesn't get the negate trigger. So he took, yeah, now there's like no chance of trigger. 7, 2k, 1k, and then 8. Yeah. So definitely my misplay this game was the liberation a few turns back. Yeah, it was like the liberation a few turns back. See if I could go to the exact play. Like getting my whole board cleared here. How could I have played around this better? Oh yeah, not countering when he hit me for 6 at lead. If we just like kept that lead, if we just like took that swing and then countered, because like we can't do anything about the liberation killing 2 units, but we can just take the life and then counter out of the other swing. But yeah, let's go into the next game. All right, next game is going to be the mirror. My opponent chose to go first. I think you should be going second in the mirror. You just get to like establish a lot of things. This hand isn't really, we have 2 searchers, so I think you actually can keep this hand, but I'm going to mulligan anyway for 4 cost, and we see 4 cost. I don't really think stage is that important in this matchup. The only reason you can consider like looking for stage is just to play around Electric Luna on your 6-drop Luffy and your Sanji Pudding, making the, oh, I think Electric Luna freezes 7s, right? So yeah, it's just to like stop your Robin blocker from getting tapped by 4-cost Rush Zoro. It's to protect your Rush Luffy from getting hit by Electric Luna. And then that's pretty much it. And then it draws you a card. That's pretty much it. I think I was distracted. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, so they search Giant with their event. They swung 8. We're just gonna swing 5 because like GP Luffy's like to take. 5, play the Zoro, get the best card in the deck. One of the best cards in the deck. And then next turn it's like Sanji Pudding, Zoro. Yep. So my opponent's gonna play their own Sanji Pudding. And then what, like swing out, search, play stage, play Frankie? No, just swing it. Just swing 9, sure. Yeah, so we just took. So you can either argument to like Sanji Pudding, drop another 4-drop here. Like play a 5 and a 4, or we could swing out with this Rush Luffy. But I think we just developed a better board since he has 1 unit to like our 3. Also, we shouldn't swing the Zoro here. Reason why we shouldn't swing the Zoro here is now because he can tax our hand by swinging into the 4/6. It's like both our leader and ourselves will be a 4/6. I think we take the Sanji Pudding so we can Luffy Taro it next turn. Yeah. But yeah, they tax our hand, being able to swing into the Zoro, especially now that they played another Sanji Pudding. So like, ooh, they have an extra 5 Dawn. Because now we could have just like countered 1 hit, taken the other. But we're probably gonna have to invest a few cards to keep the Zoro alive, or we let it die. They got the stage off the Nami. Played stage. I think they're at 6 Dawn. I'm at 5, so their stage isn't live. Yeah, like it's gonna be 8/8 at this guy. And because I see that, do I protect it? We have enough to protect it, but we go down low on counter and then like we lose a lot of hand size. I don't think this is correct protecting this. Like the current me doesn't think it's correct protecting this. Like we should have never swung with it in the first place. Because if it was like 8/8 life, we take the first 8 and then we just counter the second 8. And then that way we like drew a card off of life. We have 3 swings to go out next turn. And then we can play Luffy Taro Sanji Pudding. And then we're fine with like getting Lunid because we just established 2 bodies, right? Yeah, so now like we lost a card, lost to Zoro. Yeah, swing 6. Because we know that we know that swing's happening regardless. Yeah. One of the reasons why I'm also like just comfortable with I forgot my train of thought. Oh, we don't have Giant. I really want to find Giant. And I also lost my train of thought. Yeah. I think one of the reasons I'm comfortable with swinging out is because I'm ahead on board, and if he chooses to Luna me, I still have 2 active bodies. Like not trading because I'm comfortable with like not trading here because I'm ahead on board and then I have 2 life. Okay. Sometimes you can also make the argument to not like take all of your Dawn back with Sanji Pudding just so that you can stay under. Like being able to stay under Dawn in this matchup is important, or it can be relevant, you know. Because we're at the same amount of Dawn, I can't play the Sanji for 3. I really want to search for a giant, but it might be inefficient to do so. I think maybe we just play the Zoro and get the giant for next game, you know. I'm really thinking on it. I don't know. Let me know which play was correct in the comments. If it was the giant or if it was to search event here. Because like if we search event here, then we're floating 3 Dawn, you know. Yeah, I think for a while. I think for a minute. Yeah, so we got the giant and now we're floating 3 Dawn. So now I wish I committed more Dawn to swings. We're at 6 Dawn. I think I'm fine. We're at 6 Dawn. My opponent just drew their own giant. One of the reasons why giant is so important right now, even just to like do it to protect board and for value, is so that we can turn off his rush Luffy and stay under. Sure, triple Sanji Pudding, brother. I think they're gonna Luna here. Another thing is too is like because they're up in Dawn, yeah, they get to like put more bodies and attach more Dawn and have higher, you know, higher tempo plays. They are still like going lower in hand because their Sanji Puddings aren't drawing them cards. I'm not necessarily saying he's incorrect for doing this or they are incorrect for doing this. It's just like how it looks in my mind. Like, yeah, the multiple Sanji Puddings are annoying, but it is what it is. So now we're counting out swings. He has 3 swings left, potentially more. I think, do we let that go? Yeah, it's a Zoro. We let that go. We take this. Yeah, we take this. Yeah. And then we just giant out of whatever he does next. Yeah. Right. Or we go 1K. Because there's no way he's restanding that. Well, actually, no, there's a very way he's restanding that, but he didn't. And we just got another Luffy Taro, right? Yeah, we just play another Luffy Taro. How much counter do we have? How much Dawn are we at? So we're at 8 Dawn. Our opponent is at around the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're at 9 Dawn. So I think before we swing, we can actually play Luffy Taro into this blocker. And then they're kind of screwed. Like we play Luffy Taro into this blocker. We use leader ability. We get 4 Dawn back. And then we have 1 Dawn active because we paid 7. So we have 5 Dawn. Play Luffy Taro into this blocker. We have 5 Dawn. We swing 8s at bro. You know? They swing 8s at bro. We leave up 1 Dawn. We have 4 Dawn to spend. So it's 8, 8, 8, 7. So it's like 7, 8, 8, 8. 5 Dawn, we can spend 4. 4 is 0, 1, 3. Hold on, what's the numbers here? So it's what? 1 for 8, 1 for 8, 2 Dawn left. No, it's 4 8s. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, so it's like Luffy Taro. It's like Luffy Taro. -1 to put us at 7. He's at 9. Play the Sanji blocker. Leader ability. Untap 2. Get 2 back. We have 5 Dawn. Swing 8 4 times at him. Say go ahead and Luna me because we have this on the turn after. Leave up 1 Dawn for giant. We have a giant and a blocker. What will we be at? We'll still be at 7 Dawn, so we can't like. We still have to deal with this swing. I think maybe we actually just go board here then, if that's the case. Because we can just like die to his amount of swings, even with the blocker and some counter, because we have a lot of bricks in hand. This turn is definitely like a thinker. Maybe Luffy Taro is actually bait. Maybe Luffy Taro is bait. But we can't like play anything else. Maybe we played a rush Luffy here. Just because we're at 1 life and he has that Luffy on board. We're actually in a pretty bad spot because of that Luffy he developed. So maybe instead of swinging out with 8s, it's like, okay, oh yeah, let's see what this 8 does. But I don't like this because he can like turn off our Sanji line completely by just returning down with giants. Yeah. So now we can't play Sanji because our opponent, like we can't get 2 under on our opponent. Or we can actually kill him. Yeah, no, there's actually a lethal angle here too. Never mind. There's actually like a lethal angle 2 here as well, right? Okay, yeah, we can attach 1, go 8. Oh, he doesn't have second giant. Yeah, we cook him. Oh, no, do another 8, 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 do another 8. Ocho. Okay, cool. He didn't have the other giant. But yeah, I was thinking I tunneled like here too hard into the Luffy Taro play when I realized like we could just kill him. I think I'm trying too hard to be like over analytical and like, you know, play for another turn. So just like think of every line. Like don't just think like, oh, how do I survive in it? I was playing not to lose instead of playing like to win. I was playing to like kill him on the next turn instead of killing him now. Because like this Luffy was on board, it should have rung like the current me should have rung in my head like, hey, we probably die, especially with like, you know, not much counter. So yeah, just don't try and think of every option, you know. Don't I definitely tunneled here right now, and past me came up with the correct play. Like, no, we actually just kill him. Like we try and like kill him, we try and lethal him. So like I said, sometimes me, like current Dark Show, past Dark Show are 2 different people. Like okay, next games. Yeah, we mulligan this hand. We're going second. We want to see our Zorojoro or some searchers, and definitely a stage. So my opponent flampade. We take the 4 cost here. Luna's really bad in this matchup, but I don't think you'll see it now because he just loses to everything. Like, right, he loses to Shanks, he loses to Blackbeard, loses to this. I think I just wanted to like put this matchup here because it shows how we can deal with like, you know, different decks, right? You should never discount other just random decks appearing, because there are some people who are going to be like, yeah, I'll just play this deck. We take yeah, we took, we got Zorojoro off of life, and we drew Electric Luna for turn. We played the Zorojoro, grab the Taro. Because we don't have stage, I don't think we should Sanji pudding next turn, because they can just Nami it. So it might actually be Rush Luffy next turn. Like, honest, oh no, their stage. All right, never mind. And then he already gave me a Nami. Either play, theoretically, is we can do. Like on 6 Dawn, it's like, it's usually these 2 lines on 6 Dawn, right? It's like, do I play Rush Luffy and then swing like 7, 8 or like 7 stage? Honestly, I think playing Rush Luffy, using leader ability, getting my opponent to 1, and then like playing stage on it is good. And then the turn after, we like Sanji putting again, because we back at 6 Dawn, and then we'll have Luffy. We'll have a 7K that can swing, and then we'll just like play 2 bodies after that. Like I think that's a good curve into like decks like Lucci, where like we just rush them and then become a 6K and then force them to remove that Luffy. Because if decks can't remove this Luffy, like it's problems. Especially if I can get a stage on it too. making it an 8 cost. Like if Lucci doesn't stick Kuzan, and once again, if I took second and Lucci doesn't stick Kuzan, that the rush Luffy can stick. Plus it's like we're getting 2 swings in against the Lucci. Ooh, why did we stage? Because now we can't play a 4 drop. Now we got to play that 3 drop. Yeah, thinking about it, because we wouldn't have been able to play stage. Okay, so we're just doing Zoro. So we can like Luffy Taro next turn. Yeah, this is also a line too. I think this is the line I initially thought of too on this turn. Maybe we take second Taro, bro. I know it sounds crazy, but maybe we take, all right, never mind. But no, I don't hate this line either. So that we can like play Luffy Taro, Sanji Pudding. Because we're gonna be on 8. We can play Luffy Taro, Sanji Pudding, and Zoro next turn. Our hand is like fat. Like the only punish is if he punish, quote unquote, is if he attaches all Dawn. Or he just does that and plays another on Nami. This is also why like I'm inclined to like just like not take bare 5k swings, because then we have to deal with potentially pitching 2 cards here. Yeah, Luna's bad in the matchup, so just did that. And then I don't know, the Enel is going -2 cards in hand, by the way, to remove these units on board, which I don't feel super bad about. And now because he tapped that Nami, we just have liberty to trade into it. So it's all of that, bro. It's all of that, bro. It's all of that, bro. Yeah, do it. I think a lot with this deck, which I'm like happy. Like, you know, I'm happy that like as a player, I'm just like thinking more at the game. But like thinking with this deck is it's fun thinking with this deck. Where like Dofi is just like, I don't know. I prefer thinking with this deck as opposed to thinking with Dofi. He just let that go. We just played this 4-6. We just played this 4-6, little bro. Put the 4-6 in the bag. Oh, actually, we can actually play the Sanji. Right? Because we have 6. No, we can't. 2 Dawn attach, 5, 7. Yeah, I think we take this giant here. We need one in hand eventually. Put that so you can't Katakuri that. We're fine with him removing Sanji Pudding. I think the 7-8 body is more impactful. Let me know in the comments if like which one you guys think is better. If the Sanji was better to protect, or like the Luffy Taro. I think Luffy Taro was better to protect. We can, I think for a while I don't turn my board sideways, but we kind of can, because we have like the Robin. So like, what is it? We're thinking the Zoro here, and then leader ability, untap 2, we have 6. Honestly, bro, it might be just Rush Luffy here. Like we swing 6, we play Rush Luffy. We swing 6, we play Rush Luffy. We have 4 Dawn. We 3, so it's like 6, 7, 7, 8. There's no reason to like stage anything, because we want to stage the Luffy Taro again, or no, we staged the Luffy Taro again, so you can't just remove our 7-8 body. I'm fine if he removes our 6-7 with another Katakuri, because we have another 6-7. We don't need to, well, no, because we're gonna swing 7, and then we don't want to get this like Beige triggered. Yeah, no, we play Rush Luffy. No. Oh wait, I think we still play Rush Luffy with display, and then we get a 4-6. Okay, we just don't have the blocker to protect the Luffy Taro. Sir, are we gonna play Sanji? Okay, or Robin. We're gonna play Robin or Sanji still, and then yeah, We can do the same thing, but we just swing a low. We just swing 7 instead of 8, and then we get a 6/7 that rushed in as well, right? Right? Like if we think back about the turn a little bit, we have 8 Dawn. We spend 6 on the rush guy. We use leader ability. We get 2 back as active. We have 4 Dawn active. We attach 1 to leader, swing 7 at him. Then we swing another 7 at him. And then we have 3 left. And we just have a Robin. But we don't have Giant, but like we have a blocker. And then we hit him like an additional time. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Let me third shameless third interaction plug. Let me know in the comments which play you think was correct. Let me know in the comments which play you think was correct. My opponent went to 0, so they're gonna heal here. They need to heal or they die here, so they're probably gonna heal their Nami, but we can make that Nami useless. We give cards. We don't give Giant because we want to like have the potential to rush Luffy. Yeah, it also should have been Usohachi because the more often than not we're gonna be under 8 Dawn, so the Usohachi doesn't actually tap a lot in this deck unless you play for you to be at like high Dawn. Which I think if you're playing to be at high Dawn, you're not like using leader ability a lot, you know. 6, yeah, we just counter. And then next swing we should just Robin block. No, we Robin block. Because now like the blocker just dies to the Nami. So yeah, we make the Nami moot by just buffing the other 5 or less. And then swinging with this one. And then we just play Rush Luffy here. How much Dawn do we have? We have 8, so it's like 7/7. I don't even think it's like 7/7. We have 8 Dawn. We play Rush Luffy. We get 4 back. We potentially leave up 1 for Giant in case the lethal doesn't go through, but we have 3 Dawn to play with. Swing 7, 7, 7, 7. We don't untap just in case. We swing 7, 7, 7, 8, and then since we have maybe it's like, oh well, we have 4 Dawn, we attach 1, we have 3. We do 6, 7, 7, so that we have 2 Dawn, 8. See what happens, and then we can do 7 to restand 7 if like we didn't hit any triggers. Well, let's see what we do here. Yeah, so like this Robin dice, like we could have just blocked with her and then saved the card in hand, so that way we're like less scared about dying on the crackback after this. Our opponent could also be like low in counter too. Flampe. Yeah. 7. We're not trading into those 8K bodies. Like we can't trade into the 8K bodies. Yeah, you just killed a Robin. And then another thing is like we don't even get to search with Robin. Trash them now. 8. Yeah, we want to swing this 8 now. Main, what did he get? An 8 cost category, so we know he has a brick in hand. I think we just kill him. I think we just send him to the Shadow Realm. 6, and then 7, 7, 6. Yeah, he's just dead. No triggers. Yeah, you're just dead. Yeah, 2 1Ks, 7. Rest in peace, little bro. I don't want to get too long on the outro, but yeah, that's gonna be it for me today, guys. This is the list that I ran in the video. If we honestly can see that like Luna didn't come up much in the games today, so it's just like with this deck, one thing I've heard a lot is just like you play your solid like core 40 something cards, and then you pick like your tech choices. Realistically, this deck has 2, 4, 6, was that 7-ish tech spots, 7 to 8 tech spots. So you have like a core 42 cards, in my opinion. I think this is core. I don't think this is tech. This is a core card, core card, core card, core card, core. So then like theoretically, oh no, I think Robin is core too. So theoretically like this are tech. So that's 4, 8, 10, 11 cards. 4, 8, 10. Yeah, there's like 11 tech choices in here, quote unquote tech, which you can like slot around, do different things with. Third time doing the outro. That's gonna be it for me today, guys. For real this time. Peace out.